First you take a ride on this horse, and then you take a ride on this horse. Want me to go conquer your lands? You can probably do it before lunchtime with this sword. Then you can conquer this sword. So I think a lot of people overlook this fact. He has two walls. He has his main set of walls, but then he has this star-like wall outside, which he can do a lot with, which would probably be farmlands around here. But you don't want to have all... It's a waste of space to have it here. He's doing it right. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? Nah, bro. What the fuck? Yeah, he's like legitimately trying to help them. He's legitimately like, hey, there's bad strangers out here. You don't want to run into them. Oh, fuck, I'm crying. I mean, maybe they will turn out to be scumbags, guys, but holy fuck, I got tears. Bro's getting laid in his marital home. Bro is still having a crisis that someone's getting fucking laid and having a home with a woman before him. They're so stupid. They're so stupid. They're all scared of him. Why is this dude the fucking top of power scaling in this world? Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure I come to you today with news. Whether you love Isekai, hate Isekai, in the middle of what Isekai is, we can all collectively finally come together and say Isekai has finally peaked. It has reached a level of greatness even I thought impossible to achieve. And why is that? Is it because of huge ramparts? No. But I did miss her this episode, which is why she's still in the thumbnail despite not making an appearance, because you know we gotta have them ramparts one way or another. It's because of these characters right here. Underutilized gimmick that I want to see more in anime. And we did have it recently. There was that Gacha waifu show where he was rolling waifus. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, that might be a wild statement, but there was a group of characters very similar in design who you'd think, oh man, these are the scummy predatory characters and they're wholesome as hell. I died laughing harder than I've laughed all season because of these characters' addition, and they are fucking wonderful. The introduction of my boy Lord Van, seeing this horde of misfits come marching in. Anyone's natural thought is, oh god, the bandits are coming. Hide your women, hide your children, nothing good can come from them. And what happens instead? My boy gets a rude wake-up call that he was worried for nothing, and the fact that they felt ashamed that their appearance made this kid think like this was the funniest fucking thing. And I think a lot of people deadass think all I do is joke about how much I enjoy this show, because of course, is this actually the greatest isekai of all time? Well, of course, I would never lie to you. But seriously, I enjoy this show probably more than any other show this season, and it's so fucking wonderful. But you know what to do. If you got this far in the video, help show your support, drop a like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell if you haven't already. But Patreon, if you want to go the extra mile, does help fund the channel, videos just like these. You can catch my full live reactions to all this, and I do appreciate it very much if you do head on over there. So, this week's episode, best of the 8, without any ifs, ands, or buts if we're being real. And I think it's because I'm a whore when it comes to humor. If you make me laugh, if you throw a lot of funny gags at me, I'm bending over, spreading them cheeks. You don't even need lube, going raw. And that's how I felt watching the comedy. This man brings home a girl, right? Girl got attacked on the side of the road, and basically Buddy comes in and says, hey, like, I'm bringing her over. Makes sense. Where the comedy really shines is how apparently Lord Van is giving these two a house together. They're not actually a thing. She definitely has eyes for Big Boy here. It's what happens with this. This scene is fucking wonderful. Not only do they collectively are like, what the fuck, we were gone for a day. How does bro already have a wife and probably has kids and we don't even know about? It's his reaction. Now, it would have been just funny seeing him being like, God, why was it him? Why wasn't it me? That's funny, right? Like, that's the predictable, funny moment of the episode. It's the fact that we have like 2 or 3 minutes after the fact and we're just talking and he's in the fucking corner, blurred out of the screen, still moaning about this. That is wonderful. The humor in this show is fantastic because, you know, at the end of the day, there's some jealousy. We're humans, right? But also the fact that the main character's 8 years old and like people are naturally like treating him as 8, but then also treating him as like the second coming of Jesus Christ because of the miracles he does. It's just a really well put together, easygoing territory defense show. It's like, yeah, you're doing a city civilization builder with like a lot of funny moments, some slight hints at fan service, but some pretty good tactical warfare when needed. And then of course you get scenes where an 8-year-old child has to scold the adults for dicking around as they're playing on logs. Keep in mind, the fall for this would splatter you. You wouldn't survive it, right? Like, if you fall from this log, you're rip bozo, game over forever. And it's really funny that the solution is like, well, yes, of course, you need to build a sturdier bridge. Now, no one else is building a bridge like this, but there's definitely ways they could have made the logs better. You could have, because the logs were literally just logs. Like, they could have easily rolled off. You could have secured it with I mean, we know there's carpentry in this world. You could have, like, nailed the logs into the stone. A lot of ways it could have went. So I don't blame my boy's crash out. It's just the concept of an 8-year-old child somehow becoming the parental figure to a group of characters who look like they could rob your wife and kids and do God knows what to them. It's just a deeply unserious situation that is surprisingly wholesome as hell. And I can't highlight this enough. And I said this when we were covering the Mugen Gacha show, whatever the fuck it was called. I want this type of gimmick to be a cliche, like something that, like every other fantasy show, you end up with a group of people who look like they're a biker gang that are going to do God knows what to your women, and in fact, they're the people you want to trust your kids with because you know they're going to keep them safe. It's a wholesome gimmick that is more common, I'd say, in live action stuff. I've seen it a decent amount in movies, especially comedy movies. But in terms of anime, I feel like I could probably count on one hand in the past decade how many times we've had characters like these, and I just want to see them more. You also have, like, the idea that just because he can do a lot of, like, miracles, he can only do so many miracles when he has the ore and minerals to do it. So at the start of the episode, he used the last of his mithril or whatever to make that sword. Well, now we discovered more. Like, yeah, there is an threat in the way that, like, oh my god, like, he's constantly struggling, but, like, you don't need it to be for the type of show it is, you know? And it's just the silliness of the fact that despite all the power Lord Van has, at the end of the day, this is the man who actually runs the show, a butler. A man who's so frightening that despite everything we've seen in this episode where a little child can scold an army of adults, no one in this group was willing to be like, yeah, I'm gonna challenge him. Like, it's just, like, he was able to get him to be at least like, hey, it really was my idea, we kept Master out too late. But as soon as he basically smacked him in the nose with a newspaper, he said, yes, Master. I don't know why that child went out past his bedtime. We should really get a new lord, huh? This is what I mean. The show's deeply unserious, but I think it's competent. I think it knows what type of shows it wants to be. Is it trying to do ReZero level plot twists? Is it trying to do One Piece level world building? No. But does that mean this is a C-tier show, isekai slop of the season? No. The visuals are great. I think its color palette, especially its backgrounds, I finally realized what it reminds me of, especially the clouds. It reminds me of Wind Waker. That's how the backgrounds look to me. It's fucking beautiful. It's funny as hell. And to be honest, despite the awkward age of the MC and the amount of huge ramparts on screen, you would think it would be a lot more sus. But to be honest, maybe I'm just desensitized because of Seventh Prince. But this show ain't doing too bad in terms of the sus department. I think even the most critical anime watcher would have a very small handful of complaints watching this, to be honest. But hey, you know what? I got a new mantra in life. If r/anime calls it mid or not the best show of the season, you know damn right it's the best show of the season. You let me know your thoughts down below. What did you think of my personal favorite episode of Easygoing Territory Defense? You can let me know yours down below. Drop a like, share, support, subscribe, ring that bell, and Patreon. You can catch us for live reactions in all their glory. Which, hey, if you do that, I'll give you a video shout out, because without my patrons, these YouTube videos, they wouldn't be possible. Alright, so today we got Shadow Clone Rex, Zane Zardonks, Natasha and Henry, Agus TR, Leaf Solman, Chitin Lord, Bill, and we also have Waka. So I appreciate the support. Please take care. You all have a good one.